Hello to all my wonderful subscribers, students, disciples, welcome. This is your Master GongSun. We're going to continue with our study of the Taoist meditation compilation, specifically the Cultivation of Realization. This is translated and compiled by Thomas Cleary. Today we talk about suffering. So I'm going to read out some parts of the translation, and then I'll give you guys my take on this. Let's begin. Simply because they cannot get rid of one thing, namely craving, people crave fame and profit and become bound by fame and profit. They crave wine and flesh and become bound by wine and flesh. They crave status and prestige and become bound by status and prestige. They crave children and grandchildren and become bound by children and grandchildren. They bind up the true nature in all sorts of mixed up ways, coming and going in the human world, subject to unlimited suffering. Okay, that's the first paragraph. Let's stop there. This is very much, and sometimes Taoism does have a few things in common with Buddhism, but this is very much a Buddhist concept as well. In fact, it is one of the Four Noble Truths that all existence is suffering. And why do you suffer is because you crave stuff, right? That's another noble truth. And I do agree with the noble truths. They make perfect sense. Where I disagree with, where I have problems with Buddhism is in the Noble Eightfold Path and in other precepts and teachings, especially in their dogma. But we will cross that bridge when we get there. So let's continue. So when you're craving this fame and profit, you're bound by it. What does that mean, you're bound by it? It means you are its slave. It means that you will not be happy until you achieve this fame and profit, and that is such a shame. Because I believe, and so do, and this is a Taoist precept as well, and so do most Taoists, that we should be happy as is. We should be happy internally. There's nothing external that should make us extremely happy, and if we lose it, then we will not be happy. That is simply a recipe for suffering. So be happy with yourself. Let's say you're craving, a relationship. You want a boyfriend or girlfriend. Well, be happy with yourself first and foremost. Maybe they'll come later on, and if they do, enjoy it while they're there, but if they're not, then enjoy other things. Enjoy your own company, for instance. So don't be bound by these external factors. They are simply the causes of suffering. Let us continue. There are sufferings affecting the whole body that subsequently come along. Inwardly, there are hunger and thirst. Outwardly, they are cold and heat. Fevers and rashes occur one after another. These are the sufferings of childhood. And that's true. That's just disease. Childhood diseases. When adulthood is reached, then one is faced with work. Those who become rulers worry about the land. Those who become gentry and peasants worry about their persons and their families. Day and night they labor, uneasy even when sitting or lying down. The fires in the internal organs are all active, burning the natural harmony. Illnesses dog the body without resistance. Yeah, so there's lots of suffering. This is just more examples of suffering. People first experience the suffering of illness, wind up in the suffering of dying, and afterward have the suffering of retribution. It goes on through the ages, repeating endlessly. Buddhists speak of the suffering of separation from loved ones, the suffering of association with the hostile, the suffering of unfulfillment. Yes, that's all true. The sufferings and miseries of people today are all self-made and self-experienced, personal experience of what they have created themselves. Yeah, a lot of it is self-made, isn't it? I mean, like what I said before, right? Let's say you crave fame, you want to be a famous musician, and you do not make it, won't you spend your whole life suffering? Then there are those who mistakenly get involved because they do not know this is suffering. There are those who clearly know it is suffering but cannot get out. Well, that's even worse. A proverb says, don't talk about getting married early. After marriage, it's harder. Don't say success is high attainment. After success, work is greater. Well, that's true, because how can you top? How can you top what you just did? Where you got to keep topping yourself. This reminds me a lot of a video I saw on YouTube lately about how, I don't remember the channel, but it was randomly recommended to me. But it's about how a creative life is actually a detrimental, destructive life. And if you look at all these artists, especially the ones that are famous, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. We have people like Whitney Houston dying early, Michael Jackson dying very young, barely in his 50s. We have people like Amy Winehouse and Brittany Murphy, and on it goes. And a lot of it has to do with the pressure they face as successful creative professionals. They make money through their songs, and they're expected to keep topping themselves, and the pressure gets to them. I mean, for me, I'd rather live a quiet spiritual life as I am right now than to ever be uh, successful with my art. And I gotta tell you, for those of you who may not know this, I used to be a novelist, and I wanted to make it big. And I'm so glad I didn't, because, well, I don't want to end up like those artists that I just mentioned. I mean, I don't think anything is worth that kind of suffering. No amount of money could make me suffer like that. Uh, but the good news is that, in response to the question, must I write? Must I create art? I realize the answer is I don't. I'm equally happy not doing it, not doing the art. It's because I was looking for something that was going to fulfill me even more, such as the spiritual life, such as being a Taoist priest. This fulfills me more than the artistic life, even if successful, ever could. And I'm very grateful I'm able to do this. Right now, I have a small audience, but I don't actually care how many people subscribe to me. I'm perfectly happy talking in an intimate setting to those who just comment on my channel. That makes me very happy to be able to help like that. That is my life purpose. My life purpose is exactly to help you guys. And once I fulfill it, well, hopefully I don't have to come back to this horrible place of suffering, this physical material realm ever again. But in the meantime, I'm here. I'm going to enjoy it. I'm going to help you guys. All right, let us continue. Don't say sowing seeds is enough. After the sowing, it's more toilsome. Don't say it's better to be a monk or a priest. Well, this is where I gotta disagree with this saying, because I just finished saying how much I love being a Taoist priest. After becoming a monk or a priest, it's mentally harder. It's mentally harder, but it's worth it, and it's not causing me to lose my mind. Sure, it is mentally harder, but I'm happy to do it. I'm happy to think about all this. I'm happy to bring you the Tao. I'm happy to help, because that is my goal in life. My purpose, my mission in life is to help, and I'm so glad I've been able to do so. All right, this has been your Master GongSun. A lot to think about. I suggest that you watch my videos in short, digestible chunks, and don't watch them all at the same time. And certainly do not watch them all after, like, one right after the other, because, these are such heavy topics. You need some time to digest. You need some time to think about what I've been saying. This is not like a gossip channel or one of those, it's not like a sitcom, right? These are serious topics. And I don't blame a lot of people. It's hard for them to think. Thinking is hard, and that's why my channel isn't, doesn't have billions of subscribers or millions of subscribers, and I don't want it to. I don't expect it to. I want to restrict this to a small, esoteric, tight-knit community where we can all grow and help each other out. All right, this has been your Master GongSun. As usual, keep living in alignment with the Tao.